welcome to Sestra-Tainment.
Sestra-Tainment.
I'm Lenora.
And I'm Dee.
And we're coming to you today in regards to everything
Yeah,
entertainment. And so, sis, you are up first this week. What you got?
I'm starting with the drama, okay? I got to. I'm starting with the drama. Let's start it off on a crazy tip, and let's end it on a good note.
Okay.
I don't know if we're going to end it on a good note, but I was just saying that.
Yeah, we'll try. We'll see.
We'll see what happens. All right, so a lot of things are going on in the news.
Okay, yes.
So just to talk about a couple of things that was happening. So Dwight Howard.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has accusations of sexual assault.
Oh, did not know about that.
Yes. So Stephen Harper has come out saying that he was forced into a threesome with Dwight Howard.
Wow.
And he said, I walked into the room where Dwight Howard was, like into his hotel room, and then walks in Kitty with a full beard and 2-inch heels, and I'm gonna just say a crappy wig, but she said a church wig. He said a church wig.
So who's Kitty?
Exactly. So that's who the person was that was being forced to,
the other
person. Yes.
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 Okay.
So and now it's like, so the main thing is that's being said is, like I said, outing Dwight Howard or blah 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 blah. But then it's like, but is he gay? Is he bisexual? Like nobody knows what it is.
Yeah.
But the main thing about this is it's just sexual assault thing. So he also did have someone else who said that they were sexually assaulted by him, and they, said that they wanted to give, their condolences to the person and make sure they're okay, and said that they wanted to tell people years ago what happened, but they got suckered into an NDA.
Okay.
With the NBA.
Yeah. Oh, the NBA.
Yeah.
The NDA. Okay.
Yeah. And then when they started to be like, no, I'm not, I don't care, I don't want the money, and they wanted to go ahead and start talking, nobody believed them.
Oh, wow.
I was like, you're lying, bro. It's Dwight Howard.
Yeah. I don't know if you can really put anything by anybody, really, in this day and time.
Exactly.
And if so, if he is great, if he's not great,
nobody cares.
Yeah, I don't think, some people will care.
But it's like, no.
Yeah, but it's like you are your own individual person.
Exactly.
And if that's what you're into, or if that, some people are into a whole lot of freaky things.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not a kink shamer, so let them do what they want to do.
Hey,
live your best life.
The difference is as long as it is 2 consenting adults, or 3 in this case,
or 8. I don't know how it goes. I guess depending on the laws in your state, or in your country.
But it sounds like this person is saying they weren't consenting; that they were forced. To participate.
Well, then they kind of said something else. They said they felt uncomfortable, but didn't know what would happen if they were to leave. So they stayed.
Yeah, but it's like, when you think about it, it's like all these episodes of SVU
I know
where
what you're
it's
saying,
like women are like, well, I told him no, he continued, and then I just didn't know what would happen to me with the physicalness of trying to get out of the room or trying to do whatever, and so it still wasn't consensual, regardless of whether, there were consequences to you leaving.
Exactly. So Dwight Howard's attorney reached out and said they're not denying anything. They're just saying, but everything was consensual. All 3 parties.
Oh, so
is
is
all
he coming
consensual
out with that statement?
I don't know. So then they said that Dwight put something out on social media where he was like sitting in like a gaming chair, and he was like picking up his phone and typing, and then typing on the computer, and then picking up something else and picking up something else, and it was like the caption was, "This is how they want me to respond to the comments."
Oh, I thought that was his response. Like,
no.
Like David in Schitt's Creek, where it's like, sometimes I like white, and sometimes I like red.
I got you.
So sometimes I'm over here, sometimes I'm over there,
that
sometimes I'm
would
like
have been
this,
smart. That would have been,
that
would have been cool if he would have done that.
Yeah,
that
that's what
been
I was thinking. Because then it could be like, sometimes I like women, sometimes I like men. I might be with a trans person, I might be with whatever. Look, I'm just is that pansexual?
Yeah, pansexual. I
think pansexual. Yeah. I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Yeah. Shout out to the pansexuals.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and if that's the case, and you are interested in, pretty much the person or the experience more so than any particular gender, then so be it.
So, So the people who had who like tried to out him before, when they said they came out, I was like, nobody believed me before, but now that this person has said something, now I am coming out, and now everybody before who didn't believe me is now believing me. So I told you this like 10 years ago.
What has it been that long?
I don't know, but I don't know how long it was because they didn't say the
yeah.
exact time. But it was like, yeah, I told you this some time ago, and you laughed in my face.
Wow.
Oh, and now you want to believe it. But then they said more his business is coming out because now they said that he goes to a lot of sex parties and he likes young boys. So don't know if he's Jeffy boying it like Jeffy Epstein. I don't know what he's doing. But hopefully all these young boys are 18 years or older in the States, in the United States, because I don't know what happens in other countries. I don't know their age limits. So yeah, as long as that is a thing, then yeah.
Ugh,
yeah. So let's hope that everything goes smoothly for Dwight Howard.
Do we?
I mean, like, that he's not a...
You're hoping that...
We're hoping that it's just, you're just mad at me because I bought somebody else.
Okay, right. That all of these allegations allegedly...
Yes. Yeah, allegedly.
Allegations are not true.
Yes,
and therefore, if they are not true, then let's let him live his life. If he wants to...
Do your thing.
Yeah, do his thing.
Welcome to the LGBTQuas.
So be it. If he is doing things that he should not be doing, then let the hammer fall where it falls.
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
We're there. Okay.
All right. So another bit of news that I want to get into is Brittney Spears got a book out.
Yeah.
And I think it's called I Am Woman. What is that? Oh,
The Woman in Me?
The Woman in Me. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
So, yes, she has a book out. And let me tell you about this book.
This
book. Okay.
You sound about 70 years old just now.
But this book, child. Yeah. It has...
Bless her pudding heart.
Bless her. Bless everybody who put their 2 cents in this book. Bless they pudding hearts.
Oh, my God.
So Brittney Spears came out with the book, and everybody's been talking about it because she goes into so many details about her relationships with different people. You got K-Fed, her relationship with Justin Timberlake, her drama that she's had with other people back and forth and stuff like that. Like they said, Christina Aguilera's in the book. It's like a bunch of different people in the book. But the main things that they are talking about is how she is just pooping on your boy Jay to the T, okay? And when I say she's pooping on him, I mean it is pretty bad.
So she's just spilling all the tea.
Yeah. I mean, like, if none of this is true, then, it's not that funny. But if this is true, I think it's kind of funny.
Well, if it's not true, okay, I can't remember if it's slander or libel. Might be libel. But anyway, like, you know what I mean? Like, he could sue, kind of like Cardi B did.
Oh, yeah. True.
With Tasha K. So you never know if some cases might come out of this. But if they leave it alone, it could be true.
Exactly. So, basically, I have the recording of some things that were said about her and Justin Timberlake when they were dating. They were hanging out, and it was talking about how, basically, it was talking about how NSYNC was they hung out with more black people, and Backstreet Boys hung out with more white people.
Okay.
So NSYNC had a little more soul, I guess. Then she said,
flavor.
Yeah. But then she was like saying something about Justin Timberlake had a black scent, and we're about to get into that black scent. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get into this black scent.
NSYNC was what people back then called so pimp. They were white boys, but they loved hip hop. To me, that's what separated them from the Backstreet Boys, who seemed very consciously to position themselves as a white group. NSYNC hung out with black artists. Sometimes I thought they tried too hard to fit in. One day, Jay and I were in New York, going to parts of town I'd never been to before. Walking our way was a guy with a huge blinged-out medallion. He was flanked by 2 giant security guards. Jay got all excited and said so loud, "Oh yeah, faux shiz, Genuine. What's up, homie?" After Genuine walked away, Felicia did an impression of Jay. "Oh yeah, faux shiz, Genuine."
Okay, look, let me just say from here.
You just cut it off so
I just cut it off so abruptly. Two things I want to say. One, this is funny because like she's like I'm going into the parts of New York I've never been into before.
Right.
And then now Justin Timberlake has a black accent when it's oh yeah, faux shiz. What is that?
That exactly. Right, exactly. What is happening?
Faux shiz, genuine, yeah. Yeah, and then it's also funny because it's like, well, what if Justin Timberlake actually talks like that? Maybe he got a little Paul Wall Bubba Sparks in him, you know what I'm saying? And he talks like that. You know, he might come to him and be like, yo, what's good? You know, it's good to see you, bro. Okay. But then Britney Spears hearing it with her Starbucks ears.
Not Starbucks ears.
Arla is like, oh my God, that's so horrible.
Urban.
Like, oh my God, yes, this is too much. So I'm wondering if that is what it is. Either way, it's kind of funny. Also, there's some things about their sexual activities that are in the book. Y'all can look into it. I'm not going to repeat it, but it is funny.
Well, what is also funny is that Michelle Williams is reading it instead of Brittney.
Yeah.
So Brittney only reads the foreword.
Yeah, but then we were just listening to Brittney reading the foreword,
and we did not want her to read the
book.
Whole book.
No.
Oh my gosh, I did not realize how her voice would probably grind.
Well, the thing is like, just imagine Britney Spears like years ago with her little kind of voice, but now it sounds like she smoked probably 60 packs of Marlboro Reds.
Did you think so? I thought it was still way too high pitched.
No, I know it's high pitched, but she got that raspiness on the bottom, like
the high pitchedness.
Yeah, she's like,
I have nothing against Brittney.
No,
you know, I mean, I was very free Brittney with the conservatorship and all of that kind of stuff, but I was just like, I don't think I could listen to however many hours, 4 hours, 8 hours, 6 hours, whatever it is, of her reading the book all the way through. So she did the right thing by having somebody else read it.
But then she said she did say that she said she had so many emotions when she was writing the book that she couldn't go through it again because she was going to be crying and stuff like that. She wasn't going to be able to get through it. Yeah, that's traumatizing. You know, it's triggering.
Exactly.
So yes, but also she talks about her relationship with, I think she said something about her relationship with like Janet Jackson in the book, and how she got into a fight with somebody on the set of some Nickelodeon thing. I don't know, but I'm for Brittney.
So she was gangsta.
I mean, I guess so.
I'm just joking.
But I'm all for Brittney. Like I said, like I told one of my friends, I said, hey, Kate, shout out to Kate. I was like, Kate, you should definitely dress up as Britney Spears with the knives for Halloween. And she said she's going to do it. So,
okay.
Duh. But then also, so, you know, just a little quick snippet, just so I can get to this one thing that I've been wanting to say. Mm-hmm. All right, Jada Pinkett Smith, she's still talking. She talked to Hoda.
She talked to Hoda again.
And then she went back and talked to Hoda again. And I'm just like, wow. But she just keeps talking to people, and it's just like, Jada, if you got a book, you got to let it be out in the book. Like, well, I don't understand.
No, she is on the press docket. When you have a book like that, the makers of the people who are publishing your book are having you to go out and about in the streets, and they're making sure that you are going to get your money's worth from this book.
Okay, so also I understand that.
Yeah,
but this is my thing. Why aren't they thinking, you know what, she went on Good Morning America twice.
No,
or Today Show. I'm sorry. She went on Today Show twice.
Yeah.
So now we need her to sit down and let us figure out how we're going to work this out, because she's making a fool of herself. Well, no, never mind. It's selling the book. It's selling the book.
That's what matters.
Right,
the more ridiculous it all sounds, the more she keeps talking.
We were divorced. We were separated. We were separated.
We were separated. We were saying we were
working. We had been separated
but
before.
Now we are
working on our marriage. Yes. That's what it is. And it's like, what are you like?
Yeah, it's a little all over the place. And she has Tupac's ashes.
Yeah,
there's that.
She got Tupac's ashes. Didn't she have Tupac? Was she pregnant with Tupac's baby or something?
Did that come out in the book?
I don't know, but I feel like she should
allegedly. No slander here.
Yeah, but this is how I feel. I feel like I told you earlier, everybody's been wanting to hear from Brittney.
Yeah.
Okay? She had the conservatorship. Everybody's like, what's going on with Brittney? It was like, we haven't seen her, and we didn't want her to turn into Richard Simmons.
Right.
So, I'm thinking I want to hear from Brittney, but Jada can shut the hell up because I'm tired of hearing you.
Tired of Jada. Come out.
Let me ask you a question. Where's Britney Spears' press circuit?
Yeah. Oh, it potentially could be coming. See, the thing
I don't think it's
is,
coming. I don't think it's
it
coming.
might not because
she don't need it because she can sell books.
She can potentially sell
Jada
books.
can't.
It's one of those things that it's like this. It depends on your level of influence, right?
Okay.
So, like, Jada's not on the TikTokities and the, Instagrams and all of that. Like Brittney is. Brittney's out there dancing.
And Instagrams.
She's doing the tickety talks. So, but yeah, so I think that Brittney might have the influence just from her being so involved in social media that she may not have to do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't think she's Beyonce status where you just do it and everybody goes out and scoops it all up immediately and you don't have to talk to anybody or leave your house. I think it's more like she may have to, if the sales aren't where they think it should be, she's going to be leaving the house.
I feel
if the sales are where she needs it to be because of the fact that she's already out there and is a quote unquote influencer without even trying to really be an influencer, then maybe she'll be fine.
I think that all the people that are around my age that listen to Britney Spears, they have children. Mm-hmm. And they put their children on to Britney Spears. And they also said, oh my God, let me tell you about Britney Spears.
Right. So
she was a pop icon. She was a superstar. She started young. She got picked up in a mall, all this other stuff. And then she got with Justin Timberlake. And then he made a music video and had a fake her in it. Yeah. And was talking about Cry Me a River. Man, trying to make her the bad person. What she do? She snaps. And then she gets with K-Fed.
But she has a bald head.
I know, she's bald head and everything.
With an umbrella.
She gets with K-Fed. She has the baby. She's driving the car with the baby in her lap. And so much is going on that these children are going to be like, what TV show is this? And I want to subscribe. Yeah. And this is how Britney Spears is still that girl. That girl, because everybody's like, "Oh my God, Britney Spears! Oops, I did it again." I'm pretty sure there's going to be a 21-year-old that's going to be dressed up as Britney Spears.
Oh, there might be a 12-year-old.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it could be a 3-year-old baby with a fake python, with a fake python from the MTV Awards.
Jeez Louise,
you know what I'm saying? It could be something like that. But it's seriously, Britney Spears is still relevant. Jada is trying to be relevant. So.
Got it. Okay.
That's how I see about that. But that's what I just want to talk about. You got Dwight Howard doing this thing. Britney Spears, she got
this
her
is
book.
like a hot topic segment without it being a hot topic.
Exactly. And then Jada just won't shut up. There we go.
There you go.
All right. That's what I had for that. What do you got next, sis?
So I have a show that I'm very excited to talk about.
Uh-oh.
On the Nettity Flicks.
The Nettity Flicks?
The Nettity Flicks.
Oh, Nettity Flicks?
The
okay.
Nettity Flicks. I'm just naming everything all over again.
Netflickies is what I call it.
The Netflickies, okay. Yeah. The Fall of the House of Usher.
Yeah,
so Fall of the House of Usher is thebomb.com, in my opinion.
I thought it was a Legibitiqua, TV show.
No.
Because the houses, you know what I'm thinking?
The houses like Pose, and it's like the House of Evangelista.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
The House of Louboutin.
Yeah.
No, this is the House of Usher.
Okay. That's what I was like, Usher Raymond got his own house. No, everybody was wondering
Usher
about
house,
that.
Yeah. So the cast is great. I won't go into too much with the cast because I have too much to talk about for the show.
Okay, all right.
We're already almost 20 minutes.
I know, but that's fine. Just keep going. We got
it. Okay. So, but I will say Mary McDonnell is in it, which I love. She was in the Major Crimes, which took the place of The Closer, and she was the main character in that. And I love her as an actress. She's amazing. Bruce Greenwood, she plays Madeline Usher. Let me go back. And then Bruce Greenwood plays Roderick Usher. They are brother and sister. Okay. And so they are the kind of the patriarch and matriarch of the House of Usher, basically. And so they have a whole lot of ensemble cast. The only other cast member that I'll bring up is Mark Hamill. So I love that Mark Hamill is in here. Yeah. And he is playing a totally different role than anything you would have seen in Star Wars or whatever, anything you've ever seen him in. And I just love it. His voice is different. Everything's different.
Yeah, but I wonder how he just ended up coming back and everything, because he was just in the movie The Machine that I was talking about.
Yeah, I think that he's having a renaissance.
Hey, that's what's up. I'm with it.
So, so The Fall of the House of Usher is based on an Edgar Allan Poe short story.
Yes.
And so I personally am a huge Edgar Allan Poe fan.
Huge. It's huge.
No. Huge Edgar Allan Poe fan. Actually, my name is based on an Edgar Allan Poe poem, or, The Raven, basically. So, because it says Nevermore, Lenore, all of that stuff. So I have always enjoyed Edgar Allan Poe. So this story starts off with a father, Roderick Usher. And so he is the character I was talking about when I just mentioned the few cast members. He is at a funeral. It kind of starts off with him at a funeral of 3 family members. He happens to look behind him like something is his spidey senses are up, and he looks behind him and looks up at the balcony of the church that he's in, and he sees a woman standing in the balcony. So his granddaughter, Lenore, she actually is like, "Hey, Grandpa, what's wrong?" And he was like, "She's here." And she's looking at him like, "What are you talking about? Who's here?" So anyway, at the end, he walks out of the church, and he ends up passing out on the sidewalk, and he's like, "It's time, it's time. It's time," and a raven is looking at him while he's laying out on the sidewalk. So I'm like, ooh.
Nevermore.
Nevermore. This is amazing because, number one, I love that this show encaptures so many of my favorites when it comes to Edgar Allan Poe. So you have the fall of the House of Usher, of course, because that's what this is. You also have the Raven intertwined in here as well with Lenore and Nevermore and some of the sonnets. Is that how you say it? Anyway, sonnets. Yeah, I'm trying to make it plural. But anyway. Sonnets. But anyway, so some of the things that they talk about, it alludes to some of his other poems and short stories and things of that nature. But it also incorporates The Telltale Heart, which is another one of my favorites, where if you're familiar with that is the one where, well, let me go back. To the Raven, it's Lenore, and she's dead, so it's Nevermore. But, and, he's like hearing this thing, it's rapping. The Raven is just harassing him about the remembrance of, Lenore. And so then with The Telltale Heart, it's all about the fact that there's a dead body in the house. And the person who knows it's in the house, that's all they can hear is the heartbeat of this dead body. There's a rasping, there's all this stuff that's going on that makes them think that everybody else knows that this dead body is in the house, but nobody else can hear anything. So it's the telltale heart, so to speak. So anyway, that one is pretty cool. And that's kind of enthralled throughout the entire series.
It would have been sweet if they would have recorded this in Richmond.
Oh, yeah.
But they didn't.
Definitely, because it's such a Edgar Allan Poe influence here, a museum, the whole 9 yards. So, anyway, going back to the show. So, you find out after he passes out that the people that were being buried, because it was 3 coffins, they're his children. So, 3 of his children were being buried. He is a father of 6 with 5 different mamas. So, 6 children, 5 baby mamas. And so basically you later find out when they are his children that they've passed away within a matter of days. Like they're dropping left and right. And you're like, what the heck is going on? How in the world are 3 of your kids individually, separately from each other, passing away back to back to back? And so then it shifts to a bunch of pictures on a wall. You see that this one's deceased, that one's deceased. And you start to realize, wait, all 6 of them are now deceased because the show goes forward, backwards. So it's a lot of skipping around. And you see that you're in the office of the U.S. District Attorney, Auguste Dupin. I want to say Dupin because it's Dupin, like Lupin, the TV show, but it's Lupin. So anyway, he's trying to figure out what's going on, how these people have died, but also he currently has a case against the entire Usher family. It's like a big pharma case, opioid epidemic. It's basically him trying to catch them in the act of promoting this drug that they know is not safe. People have been dying.
Like
it's
the
exactly
oxy,
like
the
oxy thing, like dope sick, right?
Yeah.
So therefore, in the court case, he lets out of the bag that he has an informant within the Usher family that's going to turn state's evidence and bring the whole corporation and family down. And so that starts a whole storyline and wave of things going on within the Usher family themselves because everybody's trying to suss out who's the one who did it. But then also he's offering a bounty basically for who did it. He's like $15 million to whoever figures this out.
Do you know what I liked about it is how all of his children are a different ethnicity.
They are. Yep, I was going to get into that. Yeah, because his 6 kids by 5 moms, they're very diverse. You have some that he had with his wife. So it's 2 of them that were with his wife. Then you have where he would just meet various women.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, oh, airplane stewardess who's Hispanic. Yeah. Great, let's have a baby. You know,
but then he actually takes care of the baby. He doesn't do like some of these
exactly.
sleazeballs do.
So he has some that are full-fledged, like it must have been like an African mother or something. Yeah. She even has like, well, maybe a British accent.
She's a British
like
accent.
That.
And she's big time known in a lot of different stuff. And
exactly. And then you have even where his son marries an African-American woman. So his granddaughter, Lenora, that he loves so much and is his heart, she actually is biracial. So you just have a lot of diversity in the cast of this, which is great. And so what ends up happening, and all of that I'm telling you about right now is literally not even the first 20 minutes of an 8-part series, you know, like,
but it's the setup. It's the setup to get everything rolling.
For everything. And so he starts telling, so he calls the district attorney and says, look, I know you're trying to prosecute me and my family, but I have a story to tell you. I want to tell you about my childhood. I want to tell you about why all 6 of my kids are now dead. And I want to tell you, I really want to just confess and tell you all of the things that I've done in my life that I shouldn't have done, so that you can close this case, because they have history together. So he's like, so you can close out this case and know for yourself the truth about everything that I've been able to get away with to this point. So that is pretty interesting. It kind of captures you in. Then he's like, you know, as he's talking to him, he's like, yeah, you know, they go through the story of how his mom passes away. And then as he's talking to the DA in his old family home, which is like run down, no power, like it's just decrepit home.
Wasn't it just like a fireplace going?
Yeah, it was a fireplace and a couple of oil lamps and stuff like that. And he's talking to him and he's like, yeah, because my mom's behind you right now. And he's like, your mom passed away years ago. Like, I'm not turning around. I know this is like a little ploy and tactic, you know. And he was like, okay. And then you see the mother turn around behind him and walk away. Yeah. And you're like, oh, shoot. She was really standing there. I literally had to rewind.
So you could see it,
so that I could see that she was, like, you couldn't see her face. You couldn't see anything. It wasn't a scare, jump tactic, anything like that. It was just, you see this, I thought it was a curtain at the time, but you see something behind the district attorney. And then when he says, I'm not going to turn around and see it. And the guy was like, okay, that's fine. And then you see this thing turn and walk away. And you're like, oh my God. So those are the kind of things you look out for as you're starting watching it. Now, I'm not into horror. Never have been, which is weird because I love Edgar Allan Poe. But I'm not into horror. Don't watch scary movies, all of that stuff, whatever. But I do like suspense. I do like thrillers. And occasional jump scare here and there doesn't freak me out too much, right? And that's what this is. It's like an occasional jump scare, but is it's it more not even every episode.
Is it more like the music getting you to that point where you're like waiting for something to happen and then it's like somebody just pops out and you're like, oh.
But see, I feel like usually with the jump scare, they don't want to have the music elevated to you know.
But no, I was asking, is there points like that?
No, it's more so like he's just talking and then all of a sudden, bam, something happens. Okay. And you're just like, oh, okay. But it wasn't like super scary. Yeah. It was more like, if you know that one of his children died in a certain way, what you'll find is that each episode is about how each of his kids passed away. Because he had 6 kids. So the first episode is the build-up. Then you have all the episodes about the kids. So then you got really episode 2 through 8 is about the kids, or 7.
Have you already watched them all?
Yeah, I've watched them all.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then the last episode is the culmination of everything, right? And so therefore, you're ended up watching this. And when I tell you, these kids die spectacularly.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, when I say, I don't know if many of them I have ever seen anybody die in anything. Well, not most. I'll say one of them, okay, yeah, sure. You've seen that happen before. But the rest, I don't think I've ever seen.
It's like a 911 episode?
I know, right? Because they would have some
crazy stuff in there.
Yeah, it was crazy things. I don't want to spoil anything because the whole episode, once you realize what the rhythm is, you're looking for, okay, who's the person that's going to die? Because they talk about all the family members. So which one is the one that's going to die in this episode? And how is it that they are going to get rid of them in an Edgar Allan Poe kind of way.
Would you be able to tell us one of the ways that somebody dies without giving it away if you're watching it? Like somebody gets chopped up in a tree thing.
No, I mean, okay, one falls off a balcony. So that's the one where I would be like, okay, that's the one that you have seen before.
Like, is there a shocking one?
But the way in which they get to that point of falling off the balcony is something that is like, everything feels insane, honestly. Right. Let's say one has to do with chimpanzees.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
Chimpanzees.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
that's... yeah. Okay. I had to think about who was like. I was think about it. Okay.
But then you're like, okay, as you're watching the show,
I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Right, but you see multiple people who are potentially around chimpanzees. Yeah. So you're like, okay, well, which one's gonna be it, and what's gonna happen, and da da da. So it is interesting, and you basically have this raven, who is like a Grim Reaper, who kind of shows up before each death. Okay. So that part is really interesting too. I don't know. All I know is this. I'm going to watch it again. I've watched it all the way through once. I'm going to watch it all the way through again because I feel like there's things that I may have missed as I watched it the first time. Yeah, I can see that. I was like, that always happens, though, so excited like to talk about it because I'm like, this is so amazing. So anyway, that's what I'll say about I'm trying to look at my notes to make sure that everything is there. But for the most part, it was really good. It was, like I said, jump scares, not necessarily scary. If you can handle suspense, if you can handle, some creepiness, and creepiness just in regards to things creaking and, just things going on like that. If you can handle those types of things, then you'll be fine. I personally really, really enjoyed it. And if you pay close enough attention, you will pick up on a lot of cultural cues. It's a lot of cultural cues in there that if you're watching it and paying attention to it, like they're talking about even the fact that like the Supreme Court overturning abortion, like that's being talked about in there. And then you have other things that are talked about in there. And it's things that have you thinking, is the reason that some people in the world are so untouchable, like the Gotti or whatever, is it because of a situation in which there's higher powers that are protecting them? You know what I mean? Of course, yes. Or is it something else? But that's kind of the things that they're trying to allude to. It's like, if people are untouchable and they've been trying to get after this Usher family for years and years and years, and they haven't been able to touch them, why is that?
So this like some of those things. The Murdaugh family. Well, they're supposed to have been untouchable. Now. Well, I don't know. But I mean, he could be still living the life in the jail. Yeah. I mean, if he's in a prison near his hometown, then hopefully he's not. I don't know.
I think he's probably not very happy with where he is right now. I would hopefully. But personally, I just feel like it was amazing the way that it all played out. I'm definitely watching every single episode again. And it's like one of those things that could have YouTube videos about it that you can delve into in more detail, almost like Lovecraft Country was for us. It's like it can get deep. It can get really deep.
So, I'll probably watch it tomorrow night while I'm working.
I am done with that. Whew, that was good. All right. And what you got?
All right. I want to talk about some devastating news that's been happening. So on October the 23rd, there was a super fog that was in New Orleans. Oh. And the super fog ended up making it to where it was 150 car pileup.
Oh my goodness.
And it was on a bridge that ended up leaving 7 people dead. Now the cars were piled up on the bridge at I-55. So many cars were burned up. Like there was tractor trailer trucks driven over cars driven over cars. I mean, and there's so many videos that you can see if you go on YouTube, any social media. Oh yeah. If you go to any social media, go to YouTube, anything, and you will be able to see people standing outside and being like, it's like this I can't see anything. Like you'll see a light in the distance and you don't know if that's a light pole. You can't tell depth.
Yeah.
because you don't know what you're looking at. So what it ended up being was it was fogged mixed with a wildfire smoke. So the combination together,
the fog was holding the smoke down, so the smoke wouldn't even get up.
Yeah,
into
so
the
one of the girls on social media did say, "Man, it smells like smoke out here." She was like, "I ain't never seen it like this before."
Yeah.
And I mean, if you look at that video, you can't see anything when it's daytime. So it went from like, there was the one girl who's doing it at like nighttime, and I guess it was like midnight over to the morning or whatever. And you could see a light a distance away, but when the daytime hit, it was white.
Yeah, you can't
everywhere.
See anything.
It was like you're inside of a cloud.
Right.
That was it.
But my thing too is that that just seems like dangerous driving conditions in general, because you can't see your hand in front of your face, so you're going to potentially run up on even somebody using a turn signal to turn into a driveway.
Exactly. Now I'm wondering if the fog was like a wall that you just, what is that? And then boom, you're in the fog. Or if it was like, the fog just.
My home, I'm seeing that it's
and I'm
foggy.
saying it might progressively get foggier and foggier darker as you keep driving. But I don't know what it was, because I mean, like,
scary.
It seems like it might have just gotten. I mean, either one of those, it seems like it could have been. But if it gotten like progressively worse,
you wouldn't have
then
known.
you would not have known that right in front of you, because it's literally white everywhere.
Everywhere.
So before you'll be able to see the street lines, and then next thing you know, you don't see the street lines anymore, and bam, you've hit into like underneath the semi.
Yeah.
But
and that's the same as those whiteout conditions for snow.
Exactly.
How that happens
exactly.
Too. Yeah.
So all these people, I saw some people were on live on the bridge standing there, and I remember watching it being like, oh man, this is crazy. And they were just asking people like, are you okay? Yeah, this person's okay. Hey, get this person out of the car. Yeah. But I didn't know where it was.
Gotcha.
And then I found out yesterday that it was
in New Orleans.
New Orleans, yeah.
Oh my goodness, we were just there. Me
I'm about
and
to say,
Mom. Yeah. I don't think we went over any. Well, I mean, some of the bypasses.
I don't know exactly what part it was.
I don't know what 50. What did you say it was?
It was I-55.
55.
Yeah.
I don't know what that one was, but okay.
I don't know.
Interesting. Wow,
but they said it was near zero visibility. So
I wonder how long it lasted. Did they ever say?
It didn't say how long it lasted. Okay. It was just not a lot of news clips that were just talking about it, because I mean, there was a lot of people. 150 cars, 7 deaths, and I think they said more than was it more than. I think it was more than 20, more than the 40 or something like that, more than people that were injured.
Oh, okay.
So. And then another bad thing that happened, there was a mass shooting we just had in Maine. That happened Wednesday, the 25th. So the shooting in Maine, the man's name was Robert Card, C-A-R-D. So he ended up killing 20 people, and it was about 50 or 60 people that were injured.
And he did that at a...
he did it at some kind of a function place. I don't know. I can't remember what it was.
I can't remember. I thought it was like not a roller rink. But
no, but it was something like that. It was like an event place or an event park or something like that. They said that he was a firearms instructor.
Wow.
And that also in the summer, earlier this summer or last summer, that he was admitted to the hospital for mental health reasons. Mm-hmm. So now, like, it's people were talking about it saying, okay, so is it that now that he's gone out of the hospital, should they have taken his guns from him? And then this would not have happened. Mm-hmm. Because he talked a lot, like, it sounded like he was schizophrenic. He talked a lot about seeing things and stuff like that.
Oh, got it.
So he's just, I believe he's 39 years old. No, he's going to be 40. He's 40 years old. I'm sorry. He's 40 years old. And from what I'm told, he's still on the loose unless they have caught him. I haven't heard any updates about them catching him or not. But, they said that if you do happen to run into this man, steer clear, because he is not in the right mind space. Mm-hmm. And with him being a firearms instructor, you're not going to get the gun out of his hand. So don't try.
He knows all of the ways in which to use it and tactics. And
exactly.
All of that
he'll be able to disarm it, like right in front of you. So I would say you just mind your business and call whoever you need to call. Whoever the authorities are, call them.
I did see something earlier that said that the police had surrounded his home.
Okay.
So I doubt he would be there, but I think they just wanted to go in and check and
make
see.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but God only knows where he is.
Right. Exactly. And it may be in a whole different state, so everybody should be mindful.
God, if he's in a whole nother state, that's scary.
Mm-hmm. You never know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So, our hearts go out to the people that were injured and, the families of the people that were killed, for both things, for the fog and for the mass shooting. So I just wanted to touch base on that because that is some information that we do need to get out there.
I was just looking at it. It said that heavily armed police were searching for him and around his home. And they said that it actually was 18 people killed.
Oh, 18,
and I guess they changed the numbers. Okay. And 13 wounded, and it happened in Lewiston, Maine, and it was at a bowling alley.
Bowling alley, that's what it was.
Bowling alley and bar.
Yeah, it's like an uptown alley type thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. So, sad all around.
Very sad. For sure. Very sad. So, that's what we had, America. So, what you got next, sis?
I have... a documentary on Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, right.
On Freevee.
Oh, okay.
That is named Did I Stutter?
I feel like that should be on this. Okay, first of all, Freevee.
I'll bring some levity.
Why is it on Freevee? How old is this documentary?
No, it's not. It's a newer documentary, but the thing you need to know about Freevee is Amazon Prime. Basically. It's just a branch of Amazon Prime. Yeah, so they could have put it on Prime. They're choosing to put it on Freevee. It's like their little nook, like their own little.
I feel like he should have been in the movie theaters. I'm sorry.
It's only 50 minutes. It's 50 minutes.
But he has been in so many things. Yep. He's been in 9 million things. Yeah. If there is a movie that was made, he's in it. It doesn't matter. He could.
Well, maybe not all of them.
I saw him in Dancing in the Rain. I saw him in Fiddler on the Tin Roof. I saw. He was in everything.
Going with the Wind.
I know, right? Yeah. Oh, God. That Sound of Music. You didn't see him. He was dancing with the penguins with Mary Poppins.
Any of those things.
All right. Well, I thought I did.
Sorry. You did, because he and Harrison Ford have been going neck and neck, and I think he's beat him out now.
Oh, yes.
This was just a few years ago where they were just neck and neck. Like, one would do a movie, and then they were ahead, and then the other one would do a movie, and then they were ahead, and then here's Harrison Ford coming back for his
Indiana Jones
and whatever, and then here comes Samuel L. Jackson with something else. It was like back and forth. But basically, it's called Did I Stutter? It's a 50-minute documentary on him that basically says he's one of the hardest working men in Hollywood. He has been in over 150 movies. And like I said, he and Harrison Ford are pretty much neck and neck in regards to who has the most movies in Hollywood. Now, he got into his first movie. He was about 40 years old.
I just wrote that down because I wanted to talk about that. So I feel like, and why do I feel like I look like Denzel Washington right now? Because I've had my finger hitting his desk.
You are talking through your teeth.
Yeah. So I feel like
Training Day.
with this, it's kind of like how people are talking about football season. It's football season. People are talking about how it's like, oh, well, my team has this many Super Bowls. And it's like, well, my team has this many Super Bowls. But then it's like, yeah, but how long has your team been around?
Yeah. And how many Super
compared
Bowls
to this team?
Had?
Yeah, and how many Super Bowls and how many years? So that's what I'm saying. Harrison Ford started young. Samuel Jackson started 40-something, 43, 40?
40. I think he was around 40.
Yeah.
When he started doing movies. Now, he had been doing Broadway and plays his whole life before that. But him getting into a movie, it was later for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's amazing.
Yeah. I know, exactly. Yeah.
Because how you just step up and then everybody's like, oh my God, you're amazing. You're going to be in every movie that's in Hollywood.
Right. It's one of those things that once he started getting cast, everybody just was like, okay, that's the kind of person that I need in this next movie. And Spike Lee helped a lot.
Spike Lee helped, and also Quentin Tarantino had him in like every one of his movies.
Yep, he had him in quite a few of his
not everyone, but a lot of his movies.
And they talked about that a little bit about how he. Well, let me get to it. Okay.
Yeah, good.
So basically, 150 plus movie credits to his name, and some of them are huge box office type movies, Marvel movies now,
Star Wars.
Yep, Star Wars, everything. And so he said he started off in the Negro Assembly Company, the NEC, and it was basically, it gave African American people and people of African heritage the ability to showcase their talents on stage. So that's how he initially started. And he always liked exploring storytelling. So he just felt like, you know what? I feel like I'm going to different places. I'm being different people. I'm doing different things. So even if I can't afford to go anywhere, at least I can pretend to be all these different things. So he said as a kid, he wanted to be in the movies that he saw on TV. So he explored the theater, realized how much he enjoyed it, how you could just tell different types of stories. And he loved creating characters and like character development and things of that nature. So that's kind of how he got into it. He stated that he doesn't really see himself as a Hollywood movie star. He's like, look, I'm the same guy now as I was back then. Like nothing has changed with me. Things might have changed with the people around me.
Yeah, exactly, but not me.
And not me. Like I'm still the same dude. Like he's like, I can't really wrap my brain around it when people say I'm a famous or I'm, a star. And so he said that he only is that because people see him as that. But in his mind, that's not who he is. He says that he's just a person who has an interesting job, basically. And he just goes into, basically, how he, in regards to loving the plays and building deeper character connections, he started getting into the movies after he hit his rock bottom because he became addicted to cocaine and crack.
Oh, what?
Yep.
So when he's saying I'm a crackhead on Jungle Fever, he really was a crackhead?
I can dance for you, mama. Yeah, all of that.
I can dance for you, mama. You want to see me
That
dance?
was after he had already been.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yep.
That's so crazy.
Yep. He said at the beginning of the career, he hit rock bottom, but he came back from it. He said that he was in Do the Right Thing as a DJ, which I didn't even pay attention to, but he was the campus DJ. So, or not the campus DJ, the DJ.
I don't think I remember.
Do the Right Thing. So he was the one who was like smooth jazz, Mr. Such and Such.
Wait, no, I do know.
So he was the one who was talking, and I don't think he had a lot of scenes, but when they would show the microphone and then go to the guy sitting there and talking, that was him. And so then he said that after that, he started working on Jungle Fever. He started working on Jungle Fever after he got out of rehab. And he was finally clean from drugs. He said that he was, in his 40s, so a little older than 40 when he started, which to me is a story about, never give up. Don't feel as though, I'm in my 20s, I'm in my 30s, it's too late. I'm in my 40s, I'm in my 50s, it's too late. Like, there are so many people. Like, Colonel Sanders didn't start making KFC chicken until he was in his 60s.
I know, yeah, exactly,
It's never too late. So just,
that's true, yes.
Keep in mind that keeping on. Exactly, as old folks would say. Yeah. And so you just have to know that if it's something that's a passion and a desire within you, then you have every capability to be able to have it happen. Go back to school, get your degree, do whatever you need to do, but make it happen. So that was Coach Lenore right there. So anyway, moving back to the story. So he said that a lot of people get the opportunity to get one shot. Some people 2 or 3 shots. But you have to make sure that you are relevant enough at what you do to get multiple shots. So he said you really have to work hard at it. So I think that is what his mindset is of, look, I got one shot with Spike Lee to be a radio DJ.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I got to use that one shot and shine so much in that one shot that he's going to want me to invite me back for multiple other, multiple other shots.
Absolutely.
So don't do it with mediocrity. Do it to your fullest extent. And so the reason also is why the documentary was named Did I Stutter is, guess what? Samuel L. Jackson has a stutter.
Never even knew that.
Nobody knows it. Nobody knows it. So he said that he had to work really hard at it. He said it's one of those things that if he's talking as Samuel L. Jackson, he has to think about it so he doesn't stutter.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow,
if he is a character and his character does not stutter, he doesn't stutter.
That's crazy.
So he's like, it's mental, because it's like, oh no, I'm just going to go ahead and talk my talk because I'm this character. This is who I am.
Yeah, but then also reading the script. Right, so I'm not coming off the top of the dome.
And then I think that he, you just have to take that time, pause, all those kind of things to kind of make sure. But he says that he often does it now, but he covers it by just, I'm sure speech therapy and things like that. But he said certain words like T's, P's, cheese, things like that are just very hard for him to still say because he says that he feels like it's still coming on. He said the worst letter in the alphabet is W. To try to say something with a W.
That is true.
Is the absolute
shout out to
best.
Kelby.
Yep. So he said that basically, words like when, why, where, whatever, all of those are still challenging to him to this day. I'm sure he's worked with speech therapists and things like that. But for the most part, that's it. For the Samuel L. Jackson, you can watch it. There's more in there. It talks about him, his wife, the other kind of movies that he's been in, how he got cast for certain roles, him and his colorful dialogue.
Oh, yeah.
Because we always know that he's going to drop some kind of curse bomb on something. And Quentin Tarantino, all those kind of things. So it's a lot more in the documentary. And Quentin even speaks. I think Spike might even speak in there. So it's different people who are also really in there. But it's pretty good. So again, Samuel L. Jackson, Did I Stutter on Freebie.
All right.
What you got?
All right. So for my last one, I'm just going to tell you this. I don't think it was that good of a movie. It was okay. It's kind of heartfelt, but I had a hard time keeping my attention on the movie. And maybe it's because it didn't reach my audience. That I'm not the audience that it's trying to reach out to. It's probably going to try to reach out to like people like our brother Stuart's age. Okay. So what I did was I watched on Netflix Old Dads. Old Dads is Bill Burr's movie. I love Bill Burr. I've been watching F is for Family for a long time. I used to fall asleep to it. It's so funny. Okay. And he is basically that same person. Like, I don't know if he's really this person in real life or if he's acting like this. Or if, F is for Family, he's talking about how his father was. So now I'm like, I wonder if he's trying to still do like a kind of like a parody of like people like that or something. I don't know. But he's married to a black woman, so he ain't going to be doing but so much before she be like, you got to chill out. Yeah. So basically what it is, so you have Bill Burr. You have, Bill Burr's Jack. You have Bobby Cannavale, who is Connor. And then you have Bokeem Woodbine, who is Mike. Now, Jack is married to Leah, who is played by Kay Estleton. I'm going to say Estleton. Okay. And then you have Bobby Cannavale, who's Connor. He is married to Jackie Ton. And then Bokeem, who is Mike, is married to Rain Edwards, who goes by Brittney. Okay. So basically what is happening is these three friends. Okay. Are like, they're the best friends. They work together. They open up companies together and everything. Mm-hmm. And they all three have children at late in life. They're all like almost 50 having children. And these kids are young. So this is basically the movie about fathers. It's like different kinds of fathers. So you have Jack, Bill Burr's character. He's the father who is, you gotta beat your kids. That's him.
Like spank them?
Yeah, you gotta beat your kids, and then you need to mind your business before I punch you in the face for me beating my kid. Wow. Yeah, he's that kind of character. Aggressive. Yeah. Then you have Connor, who is he's henpecked. His wife, every time his wife, like he says something to his wife, she goes, and then he just stops. Oh. And I'm like, yo, did she just snap? And he stopped. Like, yeah, she is so narcissistic to him. It's crazy. And then you have Mike, who he is now dating a younger woman. And he's just like, I'm living my life. I got one son that went to Harvard, one son that went to Duke. My ex-wife and my girlfriend are all hanging out and they're all getting along. He's like, I'm living the life.
He's living his best life.
Until his girlfriend says I'm pregnant. So now,
it's time to start all over again.
Yep, starting all over again. So that's how it becomes. All three of them starting all over again. Now, they go through the motions. They all are like, we're the best fathers ever. And then it's like, if we don't get away from our wives, if we don't okay, Jack is fighting everybody. He has so many anger issues. He's fighting the principal at his son's school. He called her, "I catch you next Tuesday," in front of a lot of people. Yes. He's fighting other parents because he had to apologize to the entire school.
Okay.
And the parents were like, I feel offended that you saying the C word to women is this equivalent of saying the N-word to black people. He said, yeah, it's exactly the same, except for the 400 years of slavery and oppression that still happens. So, and then she just shuts up. So, he's very smart.
He's smart, but a jerk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, the company that they had, the company actually ends up, they end up selling it because they needed money. They having the kids young. Having the kids older, they had to have the money. So now it's in the hands of some young millennial. And this millennial is like, Bill Burr says in here, he says, that's the guy who's our CEO. So he looks like he's in a musical for for janitors. I was like, oh my God, it's horrible. But he's fighting with his wife. He's fighting with everybody, but he fights with this new CEO. It's so funny. But then they have a loving moment where they come together and they have, a come to Jesus moment in a strip club. But it's kind of funny. I think it just didn't reach. It's not from my audience, but it is kind of funny. I think a lot of men would like it. Women would probably be like, "Yep, you idiots, y'all do things like that, stuff like that." Yeah. So check it out or no. And it is called Old Dads on Netflix.
Got it.
All right, yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, that is going to more than likely be it for this week of Sestra-Tainment, everybody. We hope that you have an amazing week.
Absolutely.
And we will be back same time, same station.
Yep.
Next week. With a lot more entertainment topics to discuss. And maybe by then, Jada won't be talking.
She's still going to be talking.
She'll be talking.
She's still going to be talking. I hope they put her on The View, and I hope Whoopi goes in. I want Whoopi and Joy Behar to go in on her. That would be so good. Oh, my God. Please, somebody make that happen.
We'll see. But all right, everyone. Take care.
Bye.